If you're building a PBN, you need to find expired domains. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly step by step how I go about finding quality expired domains. So to build your PBN, you first need to find sites to build your network. And if you want a powerful network, a powerful PBN, private blog network, it makes no sense to register new sites and build a network from there, because these sites will have no power. So that's why you look for expired domains. You are looking for quality domains to be a part of your network. You want to build a powerful PBN, so you need powerful sites. But what is an expired domain? So domains, any website's domain, has to be renewed at least every year. And domains that used to have websites and that the owner of the site stopped paying for the renewal of that domain are considered expired. And our goal is to search for these expired domains, register them, renew them, and add them to our PBN. So we are looking for expired domains that, when they were active, were sites of quality with authority and good metrics. Here's a simple timeline of how a domain gets expired and when it can be renewed. So pretty simple, not anything of much value, but the idea is that you understand that if a domain doesn't get renewed, it has a grace period where the owner of the domain can actually still renew it. But after that period, if that domain isn't renewed, it will then be expired, and that's where we come in and actually register that domain. Now, it's important to understand that not every expired domain has potential, and most expired domains won't be of interest to us. There's a lot of trash out there, but there's some diamonds in the rough, and that's what we're looking for. Now, here's an example. Say there was this Google conference back in 2014 where everyone was talking about it. So Forbes was talking about it, Wall Street Journal was talking about it, Huffington Post was talking about it. So it was this big conference back in 2014 that was super popular. Everybody wanted to go, a bunch of cool stuff happening, and all these trustworthy websites you see here on the screen, so BuzzFeed, Yahoo, Inc.com, so all these were linking out to that website and promoting it and saying, this will be the next big thing, everyone should go to this conference, go to this link to join this conference. So, and after 2014, that domain is now worthless because the conference happened, it won't happen again, so it's in the past, but the domain is still there. The domain that all these powerful websites are linking to is still there. And that's an example of a super powerful domain that has links from all these sites. That's how these powerful expired domains are created. It's when something like this happens. Of course, I give you an example of a Google conference, but there's a bunch of things that can happen. Say a lawyer's conference in Texas, and everyone in that area is linking to it. So governmental sites, so golf sites, university sites linking out to all that domain. So there's a bunch of different things that can happen in order to create these powerful domains. And this is just an example of what one of those things can be. And this is exactly the type of domains we're looking for. These powerful expired domains with links from a bunch of authoritative sites pointing to that specific domain. Now, here are the requirements and the requirements I follow to find quality expired domains. And this won't be just theory. I'll go over a tool, the exact tool I use to find these domains. But first we need to go over the exact steps in order to know how to use the tool. So first one is the language of the site. I'd say English if it is your local language. For example, if you're trying to build a location-based PBN, for example, here in Portugal, I've built a Portuguese PBN. So the sites I was finding were in Portuguese. So this will depend on what you're doing and if you're building a language-specific network or not. But if you are, make sure to choose your language, of course. So that's the first one. Then, domain extensions. People get a bit caught up in these, but these won't really matter as long as the sites are in your language. So if you want to build an English PBN, you can have domain extensions .com, .net, .org, .pt, .br, .es, so Spanish extensions. You can have any extension you want as long as the content on there is in your language, is in this example in English. Then the metrics. This is what I go for. So trust flow above 10, citation flow above 10 as well, and a good ratio between trust flow and citation flow. So you don't want to have a big disparity between these two values. So trust flow 50, citation flow 30 or 20, or citation flow 11. So this is a bit off. So you want to have as best of a 1-to-1 ratio between trust flow and citation flow on the domains. Then on the referring domains of that website, at least 50% have to be pointing to the homepage. So out of all the domains that are linking to that domain you're going to register, that expired domain, you want at least 50% of them to be linking to the homepage. because you're going to be using that link juice that points to the homepage, whether it is for the posts you place on the homepage or the inner pages you link out to from the homepage. So you want to make sure that most of the power is coming to the homepage. Then number 5, of all the links that point to the site, not just the homepage, so the site overall, at least 70% of them have to be contextual, so text links. We're not looking for high percentages of image links or any other kind. We're looking for high percentage of text links, of contextual links. So out of all the links that point to your site, the homepage and all the other pages, at least go for the 70% having to be contextual ones. Then number 6, the site may not have been used as a PBN in the past. And we have again a free tool for this, which is called the Wayback Machine. You might have heard of it, which is a great tool that allows us to check if that site has been used as a PBN in the past before, because you're going to find a bunch of domains that fit all these right here, so 1 through 5. And amazing domains, super great, but then you go check them on the Wayback Machine and you find out, oh okay, so this one has been used as a PBN before, and you don't want to use a domain for your PBN network that has been used as a PBN in the past. Then number 7, the site cannot have spam text anchors. This is a great indicator that the site has been previously used as a part of a PBN. And you'll see if you go through the anchor text of previously owned PBN sites, they go all in and spam exact match anchors, and you'll be able to see this with ease. Then number 8, this is an example for Portugal, because I'm not sure if this happens in other countries, but if you're after a .pt domain, it cannot violate the rules of domain registration. So I'm not sure if this applies to, for example, the United States, but here in Portugal, you cannot register, for example, Nestle or Nike.pt or Cristiano Ronaldo.pt. So you can't use brand names or other company names if they're available. Of course, Nike won't be available, but if you were to register, for example, Nike lovers.pt, if that were available, you wouldn't be able to register them. And this is the message you receive. This is in Portuguese, of course, but you need to meet the admissibility rules to be able to register certain domains. So I'm not sure if this applies to any other country, but here in Portugal you can find expired domains that do not meet these rules, and you can still register them, but the Portuguese government will take that domain back from you. So this is just an heads up. I'm not sure if again this happens in your country, but it might. So now you know. So now let's see an example. Let's see how the tool actually works and how we can go over all these above to find a proper expired domain. Let's do it. So the tool we're going to use is called expireddomains.net. It's a free tool. You just sign up, then log in, and we are good to go. So what you do is you go to deleted domains, and as you can see, we have 1 million plus domains. So that's a lot of domains. And we'll go over every single one of these columns in just a bit, but as you can see, you have a bunch of domains, when it's dropped, if it's available, if it's not. But what our interest now is to go here to the filters. So based on this, let's see, for example, an example for a Portuguese domain. So you go here to the dictionary word domains, you click in Portuguese, so that's the words that are present in the domain. Of course, there might be Portuguese domains or Portuguese sites, sorry, not domains, that have English words in the domain name, so we can put English here as well. What we then can do to make sure we only have .pt domains is go here to the TDLs and click on the PT one. So right now with this one selected, it will only show us .pt, so Portuguese domains. Then we go here to the Majestic tab and put the minimum citation flow of 10 and the minimum trace flow of 10, just like we talked about here. And there's a bunch of other things you can filter through here if you want. But let's just go over this one right now and let's see what we get. So no domains at all. Okay, let me just go over the filter again, maybe remove these two right here so we can have different language words in our domain. So, okay, and now out of 1,000 domains, we were left, sorry, out of 2 million plus domains, we were left with about 7. So now it begins. The next step, so we've gone through all these 3, we need to be able to check if of the referring domains, at least 50% of them point to the homepage, and if at least 70% of all the links pointing to the domains are contextual text links. And to do this, I recommend you use a tool called Ahrefs, that's Ahrefs. But if you don't want to pay $99 a month, here's a way to sort of do this for free. You use this one called Ubersuggest from Neil Patel. And what you do is you paste in here your domain. So in this case, this one right here. Okay. And this tool doesn't tell you as much info as Ahrefs does, but it's a start and it's free. So it tells you the number of referring domains, number of backlinks. And if you scroll down here, you can see all the links pointing to this site. What you do is you export this as a CSV and you'll be given a file just like this. So as you can see, the source page title, source URL, target URL, DA, PA, anchor text. Okay, so what you do is sort this by ascending, and then you can see that all these links from these sites are pointing to the homepage. So from here, so all these are homepage, this one's on a homepage. Actually, this might be an image. Yeah, this is an image on a homepage. So all these links up to row 41 are all pointing to the homepage. So the majority, so 50+%, just like we saw here, are pointing to the homepage, as we can see by this. And again, this is a way to do it for free. Ahrefs, you have to pay for it, but Ahrefs gives you all these values by default. You don't have to export anything. You don't have to count these up. So again, this is a way to do it for free. It takes a bit more work, but it's free. So as I was saying, most of them, more than 50%, are pointing to the homepage. So that's a good thing. Now we want to check if out of all the links pointing to the site, at least 70% are contextual links, so no image links. So let us check. If we go up here, we can see that most of these have an anchor text, a contextual anchor text. So most of these are all contextual links. And again, this Ahrefs tells you the exact number and the percentages. Right here, this doesn't. As you can see, this one is an image link. So the target URL is an image. So this source URL, again, this is not working, is linking out to this image, which doesn't have any anchor text. So this is an image link. So that's what we do not want. So if most of the links were to be like this would be a bad example. So again, more than 70% need to be contextual, and again, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 here are non-contextual links. So again, we pass 1 through 5 are all checked. And we can confirm as well, number 3, if we open here Majestic. So again, of course, just flow and citation flow are upwards of 10, just like we put here in the filters on the expireddomains.net website. Going on to the number 6, the Wayback Machine. Let's see if this was previously used as a PBN. So what you do is you take the domain, copy, we go here, and we just paste in the domain. And what this tool allows us to do is see snapshots from what the domain and what the website looked like until, in this case, 2013. So let's just see what it looked like on March 6th, 2016. Let's open one for 2017 as well. And let's open a couple of ones for 2018. And let's do one for 2019 as well. Let us see what happened here. Okay, so this domain, this is in Portuguese, but this means race. So corrida means race. And Jumbo is or was the name of a supermarket here in Portugal. So this is a race that was sponsored by this supermarket. As you can see, this is not the best looking site. Okay, so here we go. So in 2017, this was the site about the race. Okay, looks to be like the official site. No issues with it being a PBN in 2017. Okay, so all the snapshots from 2017 look absolutely great. So this was not priorly used as a PBN site, but I want to check more recent ones. I was not sure why they weren't showing. Sorry about that. Yeah, the green ones mean that there isn't, so it means it's a redirect. So after 2017, there was no actual anything done with the, and this one is not showing as well. So there was not actually anything done. So the website stopped being used in 2017. So this is a great example. This is a great example of a site that was not used as a PBN. So this so far ticks all the boxes up through here. And for number 7, if we have to check if there are any spam anchors. And again, with the things that Ubersuggest gave us, we can see that there's no actual spam anchors. This is just URL anchor. This means here, Jumbo Race, official event place. Again, more URL Q anchors, branded anchors with a date. So none, anything spammy, nothing spammy here. 10 kilometer race here. Race Jumbo, solo, sign up, Jumbo Race. Okay, so yeah, official event place. So there's absolutely zero spam anchors. And again, if you use Ahrefs, you can check this with this ease, with super easy. Here as well, it's easy, but Ahrefs gives you all these details. So far, this domain checks all the boxes. I'm assuming it won't check this one because, as I was saying, here in Portugal, you cannot register brand names and this as the name of a prior. So this means, like I was saying, Corrida means race, and Jumbo was the prior name of a supermarket chain here in Portugal. So I'm assuming I'm able probably to register this domain right now, but in about a week or so I'll have a strike and they'll get the domain back from me. So I won't even try, to be honest. But yeah, this is a perfect example of how to find a quality domain. And I have here some others which I took from my analysis using Ahrefs because it's much more detailed. And what I do here again is I export the list from here, expireddomains.net. So this is all the list exported. And then we have here the referring domains column, the trust flow column, and the citation flow column, which are the most important. And then we have the three other that are also important, which is links are 50% to the homepage and the percentage of text links and the spam anchors, of course. So these six, which are all these 6 steps, are the most important ones. So trust flow, citation flow, you know that when you export from expireddomains.net, most likely, if there might be some bugs, these will be all above 10 in the case you put 10. Referring domains, you can check using Ahrefs or this free tool from Neil Patel, you were suggest, and then these ones you'll have to check again using Ahrefs or the tool, but you can check all of these. It's a manual process, takes some time, but it's worth it. But as you can see here, these two right here, they looked good at first, so a lot of referring domains, trust flow and citation flow above 10, a good 1-to-1 ratio, but then the links percentage pointing to the homepage was less than 50. So I didn't even bother checking these other two. But now, the second one, again, all perfect, more than 50% of the links pointing to the homepage, that's perfect. So I went checking the other column. What is the percentage of text links? And in this case, it looks like it was 0, which it's exactly what we're not looking for. Then, for example, this one right here. This is, again, a good example for a Portuguese domain. So all these was perfect, more than 50%, yes. Percentage of text links, 100%, no spam anchors. However, it was it violated the Portuguese requirements for domain registration. So again, I keep on going. So, and this is what I do. So I keep on going, seeing if all of these boxes are checked. So all of these steps, seeing if all of them are checked. So this one, for example, again, it violated the requirements, but all these were good. All of these were good. This wasn't available. Let's see one down here. So these look great. Yes, yes, no. Okay, so perfect. But again, this one violated. So this is exactly what I do. These are the exact steps I take to build out PBN networks. In this case, I was building a Portuguese PBN network, but you can build any domain extension network. You can build a Spanish one, an English one, whatever it is. These are the steps I take, which are takes time, but it's worth it in the end because you'll get some of the more powerful domains in non-spammy at all domains you can get. And of course, I forgot to mention, after all these were good and this was yes, no, I also had to check using Wayback Machine to see if the domain was previously used as a PBN. Of course, this is step number 6, which I of course did with every single one. And yeah, that's basically it regarding how I find the quality expired domains and how I build my PBN networks. Takes some time, like I said, but it's worth it in the end. Now, what are the next steps? So after you have your domain, say we have here a list of domains and we register a couple, what do you do next? There's 2 things you can do. So after we have a list with quality domains, we will register them and buy hosting for the site. So this is the first step, of course. So you have your list and you register the ones you want and buy hosting for them. I have a video here on the channel as well on how to properly optimize and set up your PBN hosting because you don't want to have all of them hosted in the same IP addresses, but we have a video on that. I might link it in the description. But yeah, that's a topic for another time. But finally, after all that, you have 2 options. Either you install WordPress and create the website from scratch, or you restore it like the way it used to be. So, of course, you can install WordPress from 0 on that domain and build out your blog or your site however you like it, or you can go to Wayback Machine and restore the site just as it was in this case, in the date of this snapshot, which was October 24, 2017, sorry. And yeah, that's basically what you can do. So you can either restore it to how it was, or create a new WordPress website, so a clean slate, and then build on top of that. Why would you want to do that? Say, in this case, this is a niche site, so this is a site for races, for running. So if you are building a running PBN network, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but if you wanted to do that, you'd leave the site, so you restore it as it is, so you'd have a niche specific PBN. But if you want to make it more of a general PBN, what you do, and what I recommend you do, is you install WordPress and have a more generic PBN site with lots of different articles in different categories. So this part is up to you. You can either, again, install WordPress and create it from scratch, or restore it the way it used to be. So restoring the site, it's super simple. As I was saying, you just go to a snapshot of how the site looked like, you copy this URL, and then you go to a site like Fiverr or whatever. And I think this one is what I used to use back in the day. Yeah, it's not even available anymore, but I used to pay this seller to restore the site, and she'd give me the zip files, and then I'd install it back in my site. So super simple. And yeah, you have to keep in mind that, for example, this site is not a WordPress site, so you might have to incur in extra costs to convert it to WordPress if you want to keep it as it is. So in most of the times, what you'll do is just set up a new WordPress site if you don't want to bother with anything else. But if you do want to have it as it was back in the day, most of these great PBN sites, I've noticed, most of them are not even WordPress. Just something to keep in mind. And if you want to install WordPress and build a site from scratch, or if you don't want to pay someone to build it out as it was from a Wayback Machine snapshot, what you do is this is the basic. I think we also have a link video on how to set up a PBN, but this is the basic: at least 3 articles per site, link to reputable sites, multi-topic articles to links with to keep links relevant if you're working with a multi-niche, one linked site per article, and 3 links per article to have. So this is the basic. So how to set up any basic website. So when we have a video just on this is not really important for now. And that's basically it. There's something that I do want to talk about, which is ranking an expired domain, because you can use expired domains as PBNs, and they're super powerful. If you have a network of them, you can point them virtually at any site and get that site ranked. So PBNs are extremely powerful if done correctly. And niche-specific PBNs and country-specific PBNs are even more powerful, so keep that in mind. But what you can do also is, instead of using these expired domains to grow your PBN network, your private blog network, what you can do is rank those expired domains, because they're much more powerful. So what some people do is they basically register an expired domain and then build their business site on top of that domain. And because that domain has history, has power, has Google trust, has amazing backlinks coming into it, it makes it so it ranks really easy for a ton of keywords. The downside of this is that, for example, if you were a plumbing company, you could in theory register this domain, but then the domain name wouldn't make much sense with your niche business. It can happen. There's some cases where the expired domain name makes sense with what you're building, with your business, but most of the times it doesn't. But when it does, you can of course use it as a way to try and rank your business way faster, because again, these sites have a ton of power coming into them. And yeah, that's basically it. That's how I find expired domains. If you have any questions, of course, make sure to join the Facebook group. That's facebook.com/groups/connect. So like this, KONEC.co. Yeah, I'll see you on the inside. Thank you again for watching, and bye-bye.